afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us for this midweek press event as we discuss a few new items. Among them, CARES Act funding to assist small businesses, social services, and much more. Mayor Demings will discuss that. And also the Consumer Confidence Survey and why as many people as possible really should complete that survey. Mayor Demings and Dr. Pino from the Florida Department of Health in Orange County will also discuss the latest COVID-19 numbers. It is just the two of them today. The mayor and Dr. Pino. We'll start with the mayor. Mayor Demings.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Williamson, and thank you to all of you for being here. I really hope that as we do these press events that you find them to be informative as we endeavor to make certain that our community has as recent of information that we can possibly provide to them. This is the 34th time that we have hosted one of these press conferences since we began the COVID-19 response here within our community. And so today I want to share with you a little bit about the actions that the Board of County Commission took yesterday. Many of you know that we are the recipients of about $243 million in CARES Act funding from the federal government. And we had a very comprehensive presentation to the Orange County Board of County Commission regarding a potential spending plan for those dollars here within our community. And so we're going to share some additional information with you about that. For those who may have missed the meeting yesterday, the breakdown of funding in terms of the broad categories that we intend to spend the dollars, $72.9 million will go to assist small businesses who are directly impacted by the pandemic itself. $72.9 million will go for social services and other community needs. This will help to fund services for individuals within our community, to include those who may need rent assistance, to include those who may be already homeless, to include those who may need mental health services or other types of needs as families and individuals. $48.6 million will go to Orange County Public Safety and health-related expenditures. This is where we're using funding to buy the personal protective equipment that we are providing to various businesses here within the area, as well as the PPE that we're providing to individuals here within our community as well. We want to make certain that as we continue to stop the spread of the virus, that our citizens have all of the tools by which they need to protect themselves from the virus itself. And then $24.3 million for municipalities and constitutional office expenditures. As you know, as a Board of County Commission, we do provide funding to the different constitutional offices, such as the tax collector, the supervisor of elections, the sheriff, et cetera. And they have had some extraordinary expenses as well, and so we'll be supporting them. In addition, we'll be supporting the cities within Orange County who may have had some significant losses associated with this as well, or as they prepare to provide additional services. So the funds will be spent countywide, inclusive of the municipalities within the county. $24.5 million will go for what we call a replenishment account. We don't have a crystal ball. As we get into this, we may find that we may need to move money into a particular area to address the needs of our community. And so that $24.5 million as a replenishment account is somewhat as a reserve account to help us take care of our citizens. All of these funds have to be expended by the end of this current calendar year. So by the end of December, we have to expend the funds or we have to return it to the federal government. I believe that because we have been extraordinarily impacted by the virus in this community, it is unlikely that we will be returning any funds. We want to make certain that we don't have to do that. So as we look at those funding categories, those broad categories that we talked about, 60% of the funding will be put into the hands of small businesses, those 25 or less employees within a particular small business, and individuals. So we will do things like continue with rental assistance and other types of assistance. We will be putting the information about the programs on our website. As a matter of fact, additional information, just general information, is going up and went up at 4 o'clock this afternoon on our website. Now, in terms of the actual applications to access those funds, we will not put that information up until around June the 1st itself. So we have to take care of some of the back of the house issues to plan for the receipt of numerous applications, et cetera. So we want to make certain that when we go live on or about June the 1st, that we have success in terms of being able to respond to the various applications in a timely manner. We also will be looking to some of our community-based organizations who provide social services, and we'll be partnering with them in many regards. So we have a lot of work to do to get the contract. We may work with organizations that take care of providing and redistributing food within our community, such as the Second Harvest Food Bank. So when we do those types of things, it takes us a little bit of time to get going. But the ultimate goal is to try to keep our processes as simple as possible, but follow the federal mandates with all of the documentation that has to be put in place. But our goal is to put the funds in the hands of the community as soon as we possibly can. I refer to this as gap funding because we know that there will be additional funding that will be made available through the state of Florida. Some of the municipalities may make other funding available. There may be additional federal funds. We know that the U.S. House of Representatives last week passed a bill that now is being hotly debated within the U.S. Senate with additional funding perhaps that will be available for all Americans. So we have to understand that. But between the period of time now where people are, I'm going to say, chronically stressed and critical need, we will try to fill that gap between those additional funds becoming available for our businesses and individuals now. So that's the goal that we have put in place. So let me just share with you an update about where we are in terms of fighting the pandemic. We continue to see new cases each day here within Orange County. If there's any good news about it, we had 9 new cases over yesterday. We had 1,708 cases, so relatively low. The bad news about that, we had 9 new cases here within Orange County. We held steady at 38 deaths within our county itself. We have now tested more than 58,000 different individuals, are provided 58,000 different tests. In some cases, there may have been some duplicated tests in those numbers. We have a positivity rate of about 2.9%. To put that into perspective, that's a very low number, 2.9%. There are metropolitan areas around the country this size, slightly larger, who have seen positive rates in double digits, 20, 25% at various periods of time as they were fighting the virus. So for the historical perspective, at 2.9% overall for Orange County, that bodes well for our county. We endeavor to continue testing here within our county to make certain that everybody that wants to be tested has the opportunity to be tested. Dr. Pino will show you more about the numbers and the data in just a few moments, but I did want to point out to you that we have an updated heat map that we now have here within Orange County. And one of the things that Dr. Pino asked us to do was to look at the last 14-day period of time, which is the period of time that is more specifically related to the efforts that we have underway now and not the historical numbers over time, because many of the individuals in the various zip codes, they recover from the virus itself. So when we look at a 14-day period of time, that's the period where this virus is still more active or most active in our community. And so that is where we have to kind of focus during this period of time. And so you can see that there's some, because of testing that has been done countywide, there's some new focus areas for us that we have to understand and go into those respective communities. So you're going to get to see a little bit more about that. Orange County Health Services continues to offer free coronavirus testing at Riverside Elementary School. There will be tests available tomorrow. There are appointments that are available. Again, you can go to our website to make appointments at ocfl.net/coronavirus. There will also be free COVID-19 testing at Mid-Florida Tech beginning it started yesterday, and it will continue through Thursday of this week. So we will hopefully individuals in our community will be able to take advantage of that testing as well. Okay. Let me make a correction there. The testing at the Mid-Florida Tech will take place May 26th through Thursday, May 28th. May 26th through Thursday, May 28th. This evening at 6 p.m., we will be hosting yet another town hall meeting here within Orange County. It is part of our MLK initiative to ensure that perhaps where we have some underserved or disproportionate impacts in minority communities, that we have conversation about that. And so this evening at 6 p.m. we'll be hosting that. If you want information about that, you can certainly join in at ocfl.net/MLK, ocfl.net/MLK. And let me talk a little bit about the consumer confidence surveys that we have put up online. We've seen a tremendous response to our consumer confidence surveys. We now have over 12,000 different individuals have responded to the survey. We will be closing the survey soon, sometime towards the end of the week. We will shut that down, but we'll give you ample notice. You can take the survey in English, Spanish, and Haitian Creole. So if you have not had the opportunity to complete the survey, please, we ask our viewing audience to go online to do that at ocfl.net/consumer survey. And let me talk a little bit about some things that we're doing with animal services. We know that there are a lot of people who are animal lovers out there, and beginning this Friday, May 22nd, Orange County Animal Services is reopening, and that will be done on an appointment-based system. I know that when we talk about our pets, how they can help us sometimes in various ways as comfort pets. My father is 97 years old, lives in this community, and tries to live alone mostly. And I can tell you that through this pandemic, he has a dog, and that dog his name is Rage, R-A-G-E. So Rage spends a lot of time with my father, and they're partners in crime. You know, if you have a 97-year-old father, you know what I mean there. But I know that because my father has that pet, there are times when family cannot be with him that he does not feel alone. He feels the comfort of having that pet along with him. And I know many other people are the same way. And so if you are interested in adopting any of our pets, again, you can make an appointment with our animal services at OCNetPets. That's ocnetpets.com, and we hope that this information has been helpful to you. I'm going to transition to Dr. Pino at this time. He will give you more of an update about the healthcare crisis itself.
Good afternoon. As the mayor mentioned, Orange County has 1,708 individuals who have been tested cumulative positive for COVID-19. We are at 2.9% rate, which is low. And our recovery rate is about 80%, 88% of our individuals have recovered. I would like to say again that that number fluctuates. It depends on how many cases we get, and it moves it moves with the time. So in that, it will have some variation. We also happy to inform that we have tested close to 60,000 people in our county. If you remember, 5 weeks ago, we were not even near that. And we have seen many providers and other institutions engaging in testing, which is important for our next phase. Talking about next phase, we will now be testing next week in our mobile units. Both RVs need to be maintained because they have been running longer than expected and quite old. So we're having issues with different issues with each of those. But also at the same time, it's an opportunity for us. We want to rethink the way that we are testing. I think that in this new phase, with an open economy and people working from 8 to 5, we may have to move to divide and conquer and have multiple locations around the county that may be doing a smaller number of tests, but we get productivity and increasing number by multiplying. So with that, we will be talking to some partners in our community during this week, so that the week after that, after the holidays, we could engage potentially in this. What we would like to see is small practices, senior living buildings, housing projects, and having going where people are located and where we may find the situations. So any community partner that would like to engage with us in testing our community, talk to us if it's adequate and produce the results that we would like to see, we would likely to engage. And that means we will provide the test kits, and that means we will pay for the test, the state. Of course, to a limit. So with the data, we continue to perform well. Although we have seen a slight increase in the number of cases, not in the last couple of days, but before that, I think that we were right not to alarm too much and watch the data and see how it moves. This is a moving target, and we have read some of the comments that people have done on Facebook and others, and I know people are anxious to get accurate, exact numbers, but this pandemic move, and every day is a little bit different. So the numbers can vary a little bit, as well as when we start cleaning the data deeply, cleaning and going case by case. I also would like to let you know that we have sustained a decrease recently the last 3 days in the number of cases, and we've done different analyses, and they all indicate that we are in good shape. Just to give you some data, hospitalization, when we compare to the state, we hospitalize about 18% of all our cases. The state is about 17%. Not a huge difference, but I think the fact that our hospitals had a good, healthy inventory of beds may have helped in the process of deciding to hospitalize people that otherwise may have not been. Healthcare workers, about 10% of infected individuals were healthcare workers. For the state of Florida, is about 12.2. Our fatality rate is about 2.33. The state is 4.62. So on that, we are basically have half of the fatality rate that the state has. And our median age is 44, and for the state is 50. So it indicates that we are a more younger population in this county. Also, we like to remind individuals that we continue to vaccinate students who are going into 7th grade. That's going well. People are making appointments please, please, please vaccinate, bring your child up to date, and if for some reason you believe that you deserve or want a religion exemption, this is also the time to do that, so that at the end and closer to the school year, we don't see a large volume of people needing these type of services. Again, calls 407-723-5004, press option number 2, and you will be giving an appointment for 2 sites where your child can get vaccinated. Thank you, Mayor.
And just to go back, just a bit of housekeeping regarding the website that we put up for coronavirus information about the CARES Act funding. You can go to ocfl.net/orange cares for information. That's ocfl.net/orange cares for information. All right, and at this point, we'll open it up for any questions that you may have.
Lauren Seabrook, Channel 9. Mayor, with some of the large theme parks starting to pitch their reopening plans, I know Universal is going to do that tomorrow. In the past, you and some of the other folks on the task force have said that you plan to leave it up to them to come up with their reopening plan. I know the governor has asked for it to come through you for approval. Is there something specific you're looking for in these plans, or is this just a formality to send it on to the state?
Well, yes, they will be presenting written plans to us. We should receive all of them by tomorrow. We're looking for compliance with the CDC guidelines, which means that the underlying issue that I'm looking for in those plans is how do they keep both their employees and their guests safe with reopening. I had the opportunity earlier today to meet with executives from Universal and review their preliminary plan of action. We will have some staff that will be doing some site visits at the various theme parks to kind of take a look at their written plans to ensure that there's some general compliance in terms of those plans that will be submitted. Once we receive the plans, tomorrow's Economic Recovery Task Force is a very important meeting because those plans will indicate the dates by which they plan to reopen at various levels. I think that we can anticipate that our theme parks, especially the larger ones, will have a phased reopening with a lot of focus on the sanitary measures and getting it right the first time. They have one opportunity to reopen, and they want to get it right the first time. Once we receive their plans and we have the meeting tomorrow, and I look at the breadth of all of what they have submitted, I'll make some determinations. At that point, I'll probably take 12 to 24 hours to review what they submit in the way of final plans, and I will very quickly make some recommendations or a recommendation to the governor about those plans. And then I will await, just like them, a response from the governor about those reopening plans.
Steve Hudak from the Orlando Sentinel. Mr. Mayor, along those lines, some of the smaller attractions, Gatorland, Fun Spot, the Icon Park, all have presented plans to reopen, and they have stated they'd like to open this weekend. There's one that presented today that would like to open tomorrow. You've talked about wanting not just the task force to be satisfied, but your own standards to be satisfied. Is there any possible way that these places can open this weekend?
It's possible, but a lot has to get done in that period of time. Again, the full task force will not meet until 2 o'clock tomorrow, and that meeting is likely going to last several hours. And so that will put it the close of business tomorrow, and tomorrow's Thursday. So I will take a period of time to, we've done a lot of preliminary work, by the way, but I still have to wait on their final plans and the action of the Economic Recovery Task Force and what they recommend. So their recommendations are important to me. And so I will look at what is submitted, and as soon as I can, we will make some determinations. But, in the process, I indicated that I have some staff who will be doing some site visits, and that has to happen to make certain that what they say in those plans can realistically be accomplished. And then there has to be a communications between myself and the governor, and then the governor has to communicate back about those plans. So before they can reopen, all of that has to happen. So are they going to be able to open this weekend? It depends, whether how soon the governor will reply back. It will be the weekend. If he's like me, he's had to work 7 days a week, and so the weekends don't mean that we take time off. But there still has to be, once a determination is made, if that determination is made that they can reopen, then it takes some preparation, takes some communication to the public about whatever that reopening is. So I won't mandate that they have to reopen on a certain day. They have to look at their own business and make that determination on what makes sense for them. But suffice it to say, we're moving in the direction of allowing our businesses to reopen. They have done a lot of work to review the CDC guidelines and to take appropriate action. They want to open. I can tell you just from looking at the preliminary results of our consumer survey that our citizens, in order for those theme parks or attractions to be successful, they're going to have a lot of measures put in place for people to feel comfortable going and patronizing those locations. None of them want failure. When you hit the gates and the entryways, they want to see from the very beginning what kind of safeguards are being put in place. And if they don't have safeguards put in place that's adequate to the public, then quite frankly, they're not going to patronize those places. And it's like any other business. We get a healthy amount of feedback from those who are operating restaurants to retail establishments, and sometimes there are members of the public that's highly critical of some of the businesses that, they didn't feel comfortable because they were not adhering to the guidelines. But overall, we are seeing great success in terms of our business community being responsive to what our citizens are saying.
Mayor Eric Sandoval with News 6. Say the big theme parks get the green light to reopen. Based on your consumer confidence surveys and everything else that you're hearing, of course, Disney, Universal, and SeaWorld, all national and international destinations. We have people coming from all over. Do you think the confidence is going to be there to draw people back to the Orlando area? And how quickly do you think that might happen with these precautions in place?
If they do it right, absolutely. If they reopen appropriately and they have the right signage, they have the right appearance with people who are helping to continuously wipe down and sanitize high-touch locations, if they are able to do all of that, yes. And our goal is we don't want to see a resurgence of the virus in our community. So it's still a healthcare crisis with a live virus, and there's no doubt that you're going to see sanitary measures in place, because that's the preliminary things that have been submitted at this point. They all have focused on communications, signage, cleanliness, having hand washing stations, hand sanitizer throughout their parks, the wearing of masks, both by their guests and employees. They all have some form of that in their plans of action. So I believe that with that, they will be successful in reopening.
Hi, Mayor. Lara Greenberg, Fox 35. First, can you clarify if all three big parks are going to be presenting their plans tomorrow, or if it's just Universal?
I believe we should likely receive the plans from all of them, but that's the goal. And only tomorrow will tell, but I anticipate receiving plans from all of them.
Hi, this question is for Dr. Pino from Justin Soto, News 13. Dr. Pino, wanted to know if clothing material has been deemed as a possible way for the coronavirus to spread. I spoke to a clothing store that is using a steamer to clean clothes after people try it on. Is that an appropriate way to clean? And what advice do you have for clothing stores when it comes to trying clothes on?
I really don't have enough information on that to make an opinion in public. I will have to look into it. And I'm willing to take the question in their press conference, but I will have to look into the fact because I haven't read about it.
And then this next one is for Dr. Pino or Mayor Demings. This is from Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. Rebecca Jones, who led the team that designed the DOH COVID-19 dashboard, was removed. What are your thoughts on the possibility of the state censoring COVID-19 data in the effort to reopen the state? What are the ramifications of something like that?
So I read the article yesterday because everyone was calling, have you read the article? So I'm going to tell you about my experience. I really don't know what had happened in Tallahassee because I'm not part of that decision-making process. But the interactions that I have, the few interactions that I have with the governor or the many interactions that I have with the Surgeon General and the almost daily interactions that I have with my supervisors, I have never been asked to do anything with our data. And although we consume the data, we also do our own analysis to verify in things that we are not quite sure or we understand or don't understand the interpretation of the meaning. And I have never someone have told me not to say anything, not to do our own interpretation. I have total freedom to talk to the data, analyze the data. And all this, every single story has two sides. And I don't know what the decision making was at the state, but when I was making that type of decision in the past, raw data is a powerful tool that can be used in any direction. And also it contains sometimes health information that is privileged information protected by HIPAA. So I really don't know what had happened there. But in my own experience, I had never had issues with disclosing data or analyzing our own analysis and making our own interpretation. We could be different from what the state has interpreted to be. And we exchange information, we correct the data, they correct the data. So I never had that experience.
Thank you.
Okay, other questions?
Sorry about Steve from the Sentinel. There are reports out there that are saying Orlando, Disney are the presumptive favorite for the NBA to start resume their season. Do you have any thoughts on that, and what have you heard?
I think that we have had some participation from the Orlando Magic CEO, Alex Martins, on our task force. I believe that we will likely see the re-engagement of professional sports within Florida because of the order that Governor DeSantis has issued. It gives them the authority to train, to host games, etc. So with that, since we're in the full phase 2, they can operate at this point. So I believe that they only want to re-engage in a very cautious, safe, and minimal risk atmosphere for these highly paid athletes. So, you know, they deal with their various unions and their ownership groups, and then the landlords, if you will, of those facilities where they play. Oftentimes, they are publicly owned facilities or jointly owned types of facilities, and so all of that has to be part of the conversation. And whether or not they start up with fans in the spaces as they reopen, that remains to be seen or not. So we'll look to them. The governor gave the ownership groups the flexibility to be able to develop plans and submit those plans as they endeavor to reopen. But I think we are going to probably in the near term see some level of professional sports activity in Florida, and certainly here within Central Florida.
Dr. Pino, what labs have you used to do the testing? Labs have you used to do the testing, and were they the ones that you used from the start of testing to date?
So the last question first. We switched from the state lab to LabCorp due to the fact that the state lab had restrictions on who should be tested based on a specific criteria. And following the mayor's orders, we wanted to open testing to a larger audience in the community, so we wanted to test anyone. The state lab capacity was limited and only for those who were symptomatic and had been in contact with a positive person. So that's why we switched. And we are using LabCorp, but everyone else may be using different labs. There are plenty of labs doing the work, Quest, Diagnostics, and many other smaller labs, including labs in our area, in the Tampa area. So yes, we use LabCorp.
Okay, I'm looking for the mic at this point. I think, okay, if there are no other questions, then what we'll do is we'll conclude this portion of the press event. Again, thank you for being here. We will do a brief update in Spanish at this point, so we'll do the switch over, and there's some technical things. All right, good afternoon. Thank you for being here. We will be doing this briefing in Spanish, and I've asked my special assistant, Ms. Ilia Torres, to come and to translate for me.
Bienvenidos a esta tarde. Vamos a hacer un resumen de los acontecimientos y le he solicitado a esta servidora, asistente especial del alcalde Demis, que sirva de intérprete.
We hope that you find these press events very informative because our goal is to give you as up-to-date of information as we possibly can.
Esperamos que encuentren estos resúmenes informativos, ya que tenemos la meta de compartir con ustedes la mayor cantidad de información posible para mantenerlos informados.
This is our 34th news conference since the COVID-19 pandemic began here in our community in early March.
Esta es nuestra 34ª conferencia de prensa desde que comenzó la pandemia de COVID-19 a principios de marzo.
Let me just start by sharing a bit of good news about the availability of $243 million in CARES Act funding that will be made available to financially vulnerable segments of our community.
Quiero comenzar este resumen compartiendo buenas noticias sobre la disponibilidad de 243 millones de dólares en fondos federales CARES para los sectores más vulnerables de nuestra comunidad.
Our goal is to provide gap funding between the need now of certain individuals in our community and when additional funds or when they are able to recover from the economic losses that have been encountered within our community.
Nuestra idea es proporcionar fondos ahora en lo que nuestros residentes o negocios reciben otro tipo de negocios o ayudas que puedan estar disponibles.
I'm joined today by two of our Orange County commissioners, Orange County Commissioner Mayra Uribe and Orange County Commissioner Maribel Gomez Cordero, who voted with the other commissioners and I yesterday for a spending plan for the $243 million.
Me acompañan en esta tarde la comisionada Mayra Uribe y la comisionada Gómez Cordero, quien junto con el resto de los miembros de la Junta votaron para aprobar el plan o el desglose de la utilización de los fondos federales CARES.
$72.9 million will be made available for small business financial assistance.
La cantidad de 72.9 millones de dólares será disponible para pequeños negocios en pagos de asistencia.
And this will be for businesses with 25 employees or smaller.
Esto será para pequeños negocios que empleen 25 personas o menos.
There will be criteria for those businesses to make application for the funding of $10,000 per business.
Habrán criterios para que estos pequeños negocios apliquen para un total de $10,000 en un pago de subvención.
In addition, $72.9 million will be made available for social services and community needs.
En adición, la cantidad de 72.9 millones de dólares estará disponible para sufragar servicios sociales y de necesidades a la comunidad.
And let me be clear, that's for individuals and families who may have specific needs in our community.
Quisiera aclarar que estos fondos serán para individuos y familias que tengan necesidad en nuestra comunidad.
And $48.6 million will be for Orange County public safety and health-related expenses.
La cantidad de 48.6 millones se utilizará para gastos de seguridad y salud pública.
This will include funding different personal protective equipment, distribution, and other items within our community that will be used to assist in stopping the spread of the virus.
Esto incluirá la adquisición de equipo de protección personal para ayudar a nuestra comunidad a detener la propagación de este virus.
In addition, $24.3 million will be provided to municipalities and constitutional offices for expenses related to the virus.
En adición, la cantidad de 24.3 millones de dólares será asignada a los municipios o oficinas de oficiales constitucionales para los gastos relacionados con el COVID-19.
This will involve providing funding to the sheriff and other constitutional officers who may have been impacted by the virus itself with a direct impact on their budget.
Esto incluiría una asignación presupuestaria a la oficina del alguacil y otros oficiales constitucionales para cubrir gastos que han tenido sobre su presupuesto o impacto sobre su presupuesto por causa del virus.
And these funds will be used to reimburse them for extraordinary expenses that were not directly within their budgets.
Utilizaremos los fondos para reembolsar los gastos extraordinarios que han incurrido estos oficiales constitucionales que no estaban previamente presupuestados.
In addition, $24.5 million will be set aside in a replenishment account for undefined future uses.
En adición, la cantidad de 24.5 millones serán asignados a un fondo de reabastecimiento para uso futuro que queda por determinarse.
And so this adds up to about $243.2 million.
Estas partidas suman la cantidad de 243.2 millones de dólares.
These funds will have to be expended before the end of this year. So at the end of December, we have to expend the funds or they will be returned to the federal government.
Estos fondos deberán utilizarse antes de que concluya el año o, por el contrario, deberán ser devueltos al gobierno federal.
We will also be engaging with community-based organizations to ensure that we're touching all communities, including minority communities that were disproportionately impacted.
Estaremos involucrando a las organizaciones de base comunitaria para asegurarnos de tocar todas las minorías y todos aquellos que fueron impactados por este virus.
60% of the funding will primarily be spent on small businesses and individuals.
Aproximadamente 60% de los fondos serán destinados para servir a pequeños negocios y a individuos.
Our goal is to get one-time payments of $10,000 grants into the hands of small businesses with less than 25 employees.
Nuestra meta es poner una subvención de $10,000 en manos de los pequeños negocios que tengan 25 empleados o menos.
We believe that we could assist as many as 6,500 small businesses.
Según nuestros números, podemos asistir a al menos 6,500 pequeños negocios.
We hope to launch the actual program with applications on June the 1st.
Esperamos compartir los detalles del proceso de aplicación el 1 de junio.
However, we will be providing information in advance to our community about the process.
Estaremos ofreciendo información a la comunidad de antemano sobre este proceso.
You can go to our website at ocfl.net/orangecares for more information.
Pueden visitar la página web ocfl.net/orange cares para obtener más información.
And so let me talk now about the numbers in Orange County. And you'll hear more from the Department of Health and Dr. Pino momentarily. But Orange County now has 1,708 cases.
En un breve escucharemos detalles de parte del doctor Pino, pero quisiera compartir los números más recientes. En este momento, el condado de Orange tiene 1,708 casos de COVID-19.
The good news is that within the last 24 hours, that's 9 new cases. The bad news is that there are 9 new cases.
Las buenas y las malas noticias es que dentro de las pasadas 24 horas se han añadido 9 casos.
We have 38 Orange County residents who have died as a result of the disease, and that's holding steady.
38 personas han perdido la vida a causa de esta enfermedad y ese número se mantiene básicamente fijo.
And we've now conducted more than 58,000 tests countywide with a positivity rate of 2.9%.
Hasta la fecha hemos realizado sobre 58,000 pruebas de detección de COVID con una tasa de positividad de 2.9%.
And we have a new zip code map that shows the current trajectory of the virus within our community and hotspots within the last 14 days.
Tenemos un nuevo mapa por códigos postales que muestra los casos que hemos recibido, que se han diagnosticado los pasados 14 días.
And Dr. Pino will explain more in just a moment. Orange County Health Services continues to offer free coronavirus testing at the Riverside Elementary School. Appointments are necessary, and they will be open through tomorrow.
El Servicio de Salud del Condado de Orange ofrecerá pruebas gratuitas en la Escuela Elemental Riverside. Se requiere de cita y estarán en operaciones durante el día de mañana.
You do not have to have symptoms to be tested, but you must be 18 or older.
No necesita presentar síntomas, pero debe tener 18 años o más.
And you can find information on the testing sites at ocfl.net/coronavirus.
Puede conseguir detalles sobre los centros de prueba en nuestra página web ocfl.net/coronavirus.
And this evening at 6 p.m., we will be hosting another virtual town hall, and this is as a result of the MLK initiative that we have underway.
Esta tarde celebraremos otra asamblea virtual como parte de la iniciativa MLK del Condado de Orange.
We will be discussing the impact that the virus has had on underserved and minority communities that have been disproportionately exposed.
Estaremos discutiendo el impacto de COVID-19 sobre las minorías y aquellas comunidades más afectadas por la enfermedad.
We will cover topics such as financial and mental health wellness.
Estaremos discutiendo temas como salud mental, física y financiera.
Again, for more information on that, you can go to ocfl.net/MLK.
Para información sobre este evento, visite la página web ocfl.net/MLK.
And if you have not, at this point, completed our consumer confidence survey, we invite you to complete the survey online. It's available in English, Spanish, and Creole at ocfl.net/consumer survey.
Si aún no han completado la encuesta sobre confianza del consumidor, le invitamos a que por favor nos compartan su sentir. La encuesta está disponible en español, inglés y creol en la página web ocfl.net/consumer survey.
We now have over 12,000 individuals who have completed the survey.
Sobre 12,000 residentes han respondido a esta encuesta.
Survey results will be used to assist us in making decisions about reopening Orange County.
Los resultados de la encuesta nos ayudarán a tomar decisiones sobre la reapertura del condado.
And now let's talk a little bit about animal services. We know that there are a lot of animal lovers, and beginning this Friday, May 22nd, Orange County Animal Services will be reopening for animal adoptions by appointment only.
Quisiera hablar sobre el servicio de animales en el condado. Sabemos que tenemos muchos amantes de animales en nuestra comunidad, así que a partir del 22 de mayo el servicio de animales del condado reanudará sus operaciones para adopciones por cita.
And I know the impact that pets can have sometimes on our overall mental health, well-being.
Sé del impacto que pueden tener los animales en nuestra salud mental.
My 97-year-old father lives alone, and he has a dog named Rage that spends a lot of time with my father, and when we can't be there because of work, Rage can be there. And so I know that a pet can sometimes make a healthy difference in the lives of our seniors and others.
El padre del alcalde, de 97 años, vive solo y tiene un perro que se llama Rage. El alcalde informa que él sabe la importancia de los animales en la vida de aquellos más adultos o que viven solos. Así que cuando la familia no puede estar con el padre del alcalde, el perro pasa mayor tiempo con él y le hace compañía.
And I'm sure Ilya said it exactly like I said it.
I put a spin on it.
For more information on animal services programs, you can visit our website at ocnetpets.com, ocnetpets.com.
Para información sobre el Servicio de Animales del Condado, puede visitar la página web www.ocnetpets.com.
And with that, I'm going to ask Dr. Pino to come up and give you a health update.
Gracias, alcalde. Buenas tardes, mi gente. Hoy es 20 de mayo y es el día de la independencia de Cuba, mi país. Hemos tenido 1.700 casos, 1.708 casos hasta el momento. Quiero recordarle a la gente, estos son casos acumulativos. Y viendo la cara de preocupación de las comisionadas cuando esos números fueron anunciados, yo creo que deberíamos comenzar también a anunciar los casos en los últimos 14 días, que la gente pueda establecer una comparación entre cuál es el total y el número de casos más recientes que están en el periodo infeccioso. Se ha reducido el porciento de casos positivos. La última vez que conversamos con ustedes estaba en el 3.4, hoy está en el 2.9. Y la recuperación está en el 88%. Hemos tenido 294 hospitalizaciones. Ayer hicimos 255 pruebas en Ocoee High School y hoy hicimos 309 pruebas en Camping World. Mañana estaremos en Cypress Creek High School. Tenemos todavía citas para nuestros residentes y los residentes de los condados vecinos. Si quieren hacerse la prueba, llamen al número 407-723-5004. También quería decirle que continuamos con el programa de inmunizar y actualizar las vacunas a los niños y niñas que van para el grado 7. Entonces es importante, tenemos como 11,000 niños en el condado que necesitan actualizar sus vacunas antes que comiencen la escuela. Si el niño es nuevo en el condado, si usted se ha mudado de otro país hacia acá, o si usted no está seguro que su niño tiene las vacunas actualizadas, por favor llámenos, le hacemos las citas, las vacunas son gratis, no se requiere seguro médico, no colectamos ninguna información privada con respecto a usted, solamente el niño, y no compartimos esa información con nadie, incluso no la compartimos con el gobierno. Por favor, vengan, actualicen la vacunación. Queremos que nuestros niños estén listos para ir a la escuela cuando las escuelas abran. Afortunadamente, esperemos que sea en septiembre o al final de agosto. Con eso, cualquier pregunta que tengan, podemos responder. Muchas gracias.
Okay, and with that, I'm going to ask our commissioners to come forward, and then we'll open it up for questions. We'll ask the commissioners to come forward and share a bit of details with you as well. Commissioners?
Buenas tardes, Mayra Uribe, comisionada Distrito 3. Lo importante de lo que el alcalde dijo hoy, que sí, aprobamos el dinero que va ahora a salir en un esfuerzo muy grande. Y el tema que yo quiero hablar es de los negocios. Los negocios, empezando el 1 de junio, hay una oportunidad de poder recoger $10,000. y es importante que estemos preparados. Por eso no va a servir todos los negocios, van a ser 6,500. Es importante tener los datos listos, estar preparados y atender y escuchar los detalles que vayan saliendo del condado hasta ese punto. Le decimos, por favor, el 1 de junio van a haber muchos cambios muy rápido. Cuando se acaba el dinero, se acaba. Es muy importante. Si usted tiene un negocio que es 3 personas o más, o menos de 25, estén preparados para esta oportunidad, que va a ser una chance, y si Dios quiere nos vamos a ir siguiendo levantando como una comunidad. Muchísimas gracias.
Gracias, comisionada. Muy buenas tardes. De la comisionada Maribel Gómez Cordero, del Distrito 4. Gracias a Ilia por tan bonita labor. Gracias por informarle a nuestra comunidad. Y lo que yo voy a decir es, ustedes saben que este fin de semana es un fin de semana largo, donde se abrieron los lagos para que puedan, ¿verdad?, poner todos sus botes y jet ski. Solamente le pedimos que tomen las debidas precauciones, por favor. El virus sigue, como dijo el doctor Pino, y todo lo que queremos es lo mejor para ustedes y su seguridad. Por favor, manténganse en sintonía, que van a venir más información más adelante con todo lo que está pasando en el condado. Dios me los bendiga.
Muchas gracias. And questions?
Para cualquiera que pueda responder sobre la ayuda de los fondos del CARES Act, la comisionada Mayra dijo que se fuera preparando a la gente. ¿Cómo se puede ir preparando? ¿Qué papeles recomienda? ¿O qué tipo de preparación recomienda para esto? Y también quiero preguntar si las personas en general, los residentes, van a también recibir un cheque, o como sucedió con el estímulo de los $1,200, o cómo va a funcionar eso que va destinado a la comunidad. Gracias.
Gracias. Yo voy a hablar sobre el tema de negocio y comisionada Gómez Cordero sobre la parte de la asistencia de renta. Básicamente es un negocio que es más de 3, pero menos de 25. Ayer había unos detalles que hablamos. Ahora el alcalde y el gobierno aquí, el condado, va a tener todos esos detalles listos en el website. La razón que les digo que estén preparados es porque el 1 de junio se abre esa oportunidad. Van a ser 1,000 negocios a la vez. Van a haber 6,500 nada más. Si uno no está listo, si quiere aplicar el 10 de junio, ya va a ser muy tarde. Eso es importante, tener su documento de su negocio, tener todo lo que tiene preparado, porque tiene que ser un negocio registrado y tiene que estar en negocio desde antes de enero de este año. Eso es muy importante. Y un detalle muy grande que hablamos ayer, no tiene que ser un negocio que está estable, puede ser un servicio de catering, puede ser un servicio de comida, donde uno trabaja de la casa, pero hace el servicio fuera. Lo importante es de 3 a 25, tener todos sus documentos listos en la parte de negocio y estén preparados, porque abren el 1 de junio y cierran a los 1,000 casos, abren otra vez. Eso va a ser un sistema muy fuerte y uno tiene que estar muy pendiente en esa parte. Seguiremos mandando más información la semana que viene, como dijo el alcalde, cuando nos vayamos acercando con los detalles exactamente, pero lo importante es saber esa fecha y tener sus datos y sus documentos de negocio listos.
Muy buena pregunta, como ella dijo y como yo dije ahorita que vamos a seguir dando la información. Eso ha abarrotado nuestro teléfono, ¿verdad?, nuestros emails, porque la gente se desespera y nosotros entendemos que hay una necesidad y queremos aligerar el paso, y hemos estado bien pendientes a que todo se haga transparentemente y también que se haga bien rápido, no como pasó anteriormente. ¿Qué es lo que ustedes van a estar pendientes? A todas las redes sociales, a todo el website del condado, porque el 1 de junio es que va a subir la aplicación, ¿ok?, para que usted pueda solicitar. ¿Por qué no ahora? Porque ayer ellos estaban esperando la aprobación del condado, del board y del alcalde, para ellos poder subir la aplicación y trabajar en eso. Va a ser más fácil. O sea, antes pedían mucha documentación y mucho, documento del banco y todo. Ahora no se necesita documento de banco ni nada. Solamente se necesita que usted tenga la carta de despido o de que le bajaron las horas de trabajo. Y tampoco, si usted no tiene un scanner, mire, puede tirarle una foto y enviarla a través de la línea. De verdad, le estamos haciendo el proceso más fácil para poderlos ayudar más rápido.
¿Cuánto sería para las personas?
$1,000. $1,000 por familia, sí.
Con respecto al negocio, ya lo último, ¿sería una donación o tendría que pagarla después?
Donación.
No, va a ser 1,000 por persona y 10,000 por negocio, 1,000 por familia. Y el dinero va a ir directamente al landlord, no va a ir a la persona. Sí. Y los 10,000 van a ir al negocio.
Y es donación.
Sí, es donación, sí.
No es préstamo.
All right. If there are no other questions, thank you all for being here. Hopefully this was informative, and stand by. More information will come forward in the very near future.